Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Silent again, bringing another video tutorial. I know it's been a while, but yeah, hoping to make this one out there for everybody. I just wanted to apologize up front if my voice sounds off or whatever. I've got a bad habit of putting the mic up to my mouth, and anybody that puts the mic up to their mouth, it sounds sporadic-y. But this is a tutorial slash well, it's not a demonstration. It's basically a tutorial. What I'm going to be showing today is a couple of things. First off, this is it's a tutorial slash me advertising my services. So let's just get into it here. So I got a lot of people asking me about config menus. So I'm gonna explain a bunch of that today. So I've got a couple things that I wanted to go over and everything, but the first topic I wanted to talk about was my lasting service. I do have legit lasting service now. So I am not going to charge for it. I'm gonna have it free. So if you want to just last online for free, I mean, enjoy. But for those of you that are looking for, if you don't like my menu and stuff, you want something different or other cheats added or whatever, or if you want your own custom design, that's what I'm doing these days. Let me pull up my packages here, and yes, I'm still doing the stealth server setups as well. So this is kind of what I offer here. It's $25 just for 3 packages. $25 for just individual use only. So all these items come with it. So this package right here, you'll be connected to you'll be connected to my server, but instead I'll provide you with the source files, and I will include all these things in it. Color scroller, config menu, cheats, or if you want these removed, I'll remove them too, and I'll add in basically whatever you want for $25, and then of course it'll still be connected to my source, so you can have your you can have whatever you want on the 360 XeX menu, sorry, not an XeX menu, a cheat engine for your favorite game or cheats or whatever, and I'll put it in, and I'll do the colors however you want. I'm not sure if I'm going to never mind. Yeah, I'll provide you the source files for it so you can edit it in the future. But yeah, like I'll work, I mean, obviously contact me and I'll work with you to set it up however you want with my service. The other 2 packages I'm offering just the regular old stealth server setup. Comes with everything included except everything above except I'll add in the stealth server setup with the panel backend. I've got a really nice panel now that I can install on your service, not that crappy shitty one that I have been using. And then the KV life, it's just going to be the static SKE challenges, XKE challenges or whatever, just the static assaults. So service will be about a week. Then I offer that's for $50, and then I offer a third package. I'm gonna do, that's wrong. It's 125 for 125 bucks. Still full still server setup. Includes everything above. The only difference is you get the lasting service included with it. So I mean, I do all the grunt work for you and everything. Again, you're just basically paying for my time. If I ever do get my hands on some really good COD engines, I shouldn't say whatever, but I'm going to whatever or whatever. I will add that to this as well. But for right now, this is what you get for the full package. The lasting service, I do have a couple contacts. It's a $50 monthly subscription. The first month will be free. You can either, I don't know. I mean, we can we can sort out the details later. That's all you need to know. Just know that when you pay the $125, that's included. That's included with it. So I shouldn't say free here. Yeah. Included into price. Alright, so basically you're paying me $75 for this. Yeah. So $75 because of more work I have to put into it to get the lasting set up for you. It usually takes me, I'd say, I always ask people to give me at least a couple days to get everything together for them. So I should have everything done for you within 2 days. This might be a little bit shorter, the package one here, but yeah, that's what I'm offering for that. Alright, so feel free to reach out to me about that if you want to use it. Okay, so next topic, we are gonna talk about the offline files. Okay, so I'm sure some of you out there are aware that Life Emulation was leaked their files. Everything was a mess. Nothing was done correctly. I'm sorry, not done correctly. Everything was just out of order, and some parts of it wasn't working. Shout out and credit to SLB mods for helping me restore the module client for that. So yeah, I got that working. What I did was after we got everything working is I just of course, I mean, I added my name onto it. Why not? I mean, I put in the work. And for you salty guys out there, shitheads, whatever, if you have a problem with it, I don't care. It's whatever. You're salty. That's all I can say. You're what makes the community toxic. Alright, so yeah, I'm also going to provide you free offline files here. So it's got the config menu, color scroller, public cheats and everything into it. I'm gonna show you what to do here, how to open it up, and what to do. The KV Life, it's I don't know why I keep thinking about stealthy for some reason. It's not stealthy, but KV Life is about a week, less than a week. So yeah, if you let's talk about this. Let's talk about this first. Okay, so if you haven't watched my other videos on how to load up XUI and XUR files. I don't remember the stealth tutorial video it was, but it's labeled. Just go back and watch that. You'll need to watch it in order to get any of this to work. I'm not gonna re-show you how to do it again because I've already showed people how to use it. All right, but this I forgot to include the key for this as well. But okay, so in the offline files, there is a CPP called XUI data, and this is where all the this is where the entire XCP, your entire XZP file is stored. So you know how like usually you have it in here in the XML, which you can still do this, by the way. You can still put it in the XML and just have it that way if you prefer. It's usually stored in here. Yeah, just ignore this. I was testing some stuff out here, but it's usually stored in here. Well, it's not this time. You're loading it from the XeX menu. Sorry, not XeX menu. The XeX client first. Sorry, XeX client. Yeah, you're loading the XUR files from the XeX client, which is this. All right, so what you basically want to do with this is, what I do is I just take this, hit Control X, and then put it in here. Put that in here. This is what I'm doing here. Is I'm showing you how to get this stuff and convert it over to XCP file so you can load it up and make your changes. Okay, so select all. I should have probably had some of this stuff set up already. All right, so what you want is make sure I'm still going here. Okay, good. What you want is what is it called? Online bin to hex file converter. This wonderful website right here, pretty freaking awesome. We'll use this in a minute, but you want to go down here, hex to file. Yes, okay. So you're gonna put this in here, copy paste it like that. Make sure that that's checked, and then XCP convert. Okay. I'm sorry, my computer's slow. I just want myself a new one of those new gaming rig computers, hard drives. I bought it about a month ago or 2 months ago, and I have barely used it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about the quality of the video too. You know, I'm sorry I'm not professional. Don't really make these things to be professional. Just to show it. It's just to show the community what to do. Copy it in here. Okay. Okay, now this is where the interesting part is, and I should have done this already. Let's see here. I'm gonna Control Alt F. Master key. They got this stuff encrypted. There's a lot of encryption in this source. These LE dudes must have been really paranoid. I mean, very paranoid. Most people in the community don't really give a shit about your XUI files. Okay, and then we're gonna let's see here. I'm gonna make a new So master key. Put this in here. Alright, and then you're gonna open up the encrypt here, which I misspelled. Copy paste in there. Make sure it's formatted like this. Set X. Then I gotta find it. Where is it at? Here it is. And then we are decrypting it is basically what we're doing. Decrypt, 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 file, CP. Alright, there we go. So now you should be able to use the XCP tool to open it. So hang on a minute. Alright, what was I doing now? Alright, chemo source. I kind of wish he would update his stuff. I feel like I'm the only one that's doing any of this. I mean, you see stuff online. People post videos and stuff of their stealth servers and stealth servers, COD menus, and all that stuff. You think more people would be out to release some more stuff publicly, like the actual source files. There's some good base ones out there that I've seen, and I don't know how many times that people come to me and ask for it, and it's just like you don't know where to find this. But yeah, all right. So here's the tool. Alright, and then dump it in there. There we go. All of the XUR, XUI stuff. So you can make your adjustments. And then in order to after you make your changes, you basically have to do the process in reverse. So you save the file, you take the decrypted XCP, and then you make sure the key is the same, and then you're gonna open the decrypted file like this, and then you're gonna save it as my file XCP as so. Alright, and then what you're gonna do next is you're going to convert it over to you're going to convert it to hex. So file to hex. So this is the one I did. Yeah. Okay. Copy to clipboard. And then copy and paste it into here. Delete all this stuff, all this crap out. Alright, and then paste it in here. And then what I do is take this like that. Make sure this is you got your bracket here and then the semicolon to close it out. Okay, and then make sure you get the file size of it. This right here. Put it in there, and that between those two brackets. And then you're gonna want to do the same thing for in another area up here. XUIH. You want to make sure that file, you put the file size number in here as well. Okay, so we got that. Showed you there what to do with that. Okay, so and then the next thing I wanted to discuss was the okay, how to add buttons and check boxes and stuff. Okay, so to be honest, this literally works basically the same thing as a fifth panel. It's basically the same. So I don't know if I have it already in here. You know what? Let's just make a file called XUI, and then copy. No, that's not one. That's good. Where's it at? This one. Yeah, this one. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this thing drives me nuts. Okay, where do I want to start here? Let's go, let's do cheats first. Okay, so you got stuff over here that allows you to make new buttons and scrollers, list, common list, combo boxes, image presenter, all kinds of stuff over here you can use. The trick is getting it coded just right, but if you want to be cheap like me or a lot of people I know, you can just simply take one of these buttons, I am on the wrong tab, tab 4. Let's see here. Okay, so like this one right here, this is button Battlefield 3. Somebody clicks it, presses it, it loads the cheats for it for Battlefield 3 or cheat engine, whatever you're trying to load. So yeah, copy, paste. There we go. Same with the checkboxes. Okay, so let's say I have I don't know, hardline offsets, which I do have, and I keep forgetting to include them in a lot of my sources. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna name the button this. Now, what you want to do here is you want to set the navigation for when a person has their controller and they're pushing up or pushing down or left or right. Okay, so if somebody presses left, you want to have them go over here to the XNet. So you just click on the I don't know what this is called. Oh, checkbox XNet. Alright. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. So left, checkbox XNet. Right, doesn't go anywhere. Up to BF3, I think it was. Down to button save. Nav tab forward. So you can set these as well if you want. Then obviously the name. Alright, and then that's all you do from there. I will show you how to load an image in a minute here, because I'm sure a lot of you are probably going to be curious about how to do that. Alright, so you save it and then add it to your file here. Encrypt it, do that encryption, the RC4 encryption process I showed you how to do here. Okay, and then once you got it in the your source here, then the next step is to actually code the button in. Okay, so you want to take the name of the button, which is right here. And where's that? Let's see here. We added it to cheats. So you want to get, no, you don't. Actually, that's the wrong one yet. I'm sorry for all the back and forth here, but it's hard to keep track of where everything's at. HUD UI. Okay. So this is where all the what do you call it? What's a good word for this? Tabs. Yeah. This is where all the tabs are stored. So like this right here, all this stuff right here, just like a fifth menu, this tells how to explain this tells the the 360 what the hook should look like. So it's like it like connects it. It connects to the it connects your tabs to the 360. It's different than hooking it than the hooking code command. It's not the same. This is a little bit different. It's actually greatly different. So I mean, yeah, if you actually get some time, just I mean, this is what modding's all about. Just and you know, you're new, you don't know jack squat, you're not a legit coder, but you don't have to be you don't have to actually be a coder to do a lot of this stuff. I mean, you can just do it yourself, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there didn't buy your RGH, JTAG or whatever, or PS3 just to pay some other guy to mod it for you. Do some freaking modding, man. I mean, those things are like, what, can be a couple $100. I still hear people paying like $350 for theirs. But yeah, just mess around with this. So you got like, I'm not sure exactly what that's for yet. I haven't bothered to. I'm assuming since it says map, it just maps it. Obviously, I know what this is for. This is if a button is pressed, it notifies this command right here. So, oh, I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. Okay, so when you get your button or checkbox or whatever, you're just gonna add it on the end here. So, like this. XUI, see it says XUI control. If you actually pull it up, XUI control, then it's XUI element, but you're going to put it under control here. I may in the future show how to add multiple config menus, because you can do that too as well. Like I was seeking the other day of making config menu for like Halo 3, and then adding cheats into it where you can, like a cheat engine, except it's on the HUD. Basically the same thing. Because, I don't know, I guess there really isn't no different. I mean, I guess there's a difference between a cheat engine when, you know, in the game compared to using this. To me, this is just a lot easier because everything's so universal. And what's really nice about this method is there's really no base addresses that you have to mess with too much. Make sure I'm on here still. Okay. Okay, so you got it tacked on here at the end under wrong one here. Make sure you put it in the right tab. So we're gonna go down to cheats here. Cheats. There we go. Add it here. Battlefield Hardline. Alright. And then you're going to go to the button monitor. You're not going to go to that first. I had a guy one time complain to me that I do a lot of back and forth in my videos, and then he thought it was really confused. It made him get confused, and he couldn't do what he wanted to do. And I'm just like, that's what back and forth is on the videos for. Just rewind it or forward it. It's not that hard. Okay, so you want to go to this one first, the on init command here. I guess a little explanation for this. What this basically does is this right here. It tells the 360 to look for these names. So like if you actually select X button XE cheats, if you actually pull this up, because it says get child ID here, if you actually pull this up and look at it, it says but ID button XE cheats. There's also an override too you can do, class override. You can put it in here. I think you might have to enable it. No, you can put a class override in here, which will override the ID, and you can still find it that way. But yeah, so we're going to take the ID here, and then you don't actually have to put these in order like I've been doing here. You can just tack it on the end again, but I like to do it because, you know, to try to stay a little bit organized. Otherwise stuff gets confusing. Okay, so just copy paste, and then look for Battlefield Hardline. Okay, now for the picture. So if you get a picture, you're gonna want to make sure it's the size of the box, which I'm pretty sure it's. Where is it at? That's the position. Yeah, here it is. See, it's 90 by 90. The pictures I've been putting in are like 45 by 45. So you find a picture you like online, make sure it's like I think it's PNG. I don't know if other ones will work or not. Other extensions like JPEG or whatever. They should. But anyway, find whatever picture you want on Google for the game or whatever, and then what you want to do is don't just resize it. Actually, open it up in 3D editor, and then you're gonna save it again as a PNG, and then open the PNG up in Microsoft's public editor. Can't remember the hell it's called, but open it up in Paint or whatever. Yeah, it's called Paint. Open it up in Paint editor and then resize it, like I've done in my other videos. Resize it to 45 by 45, or if you want it bigger, you can make it bigger because it's going to be like this around it, so it fits within it. If you get errors, try to think. You got to think about a lot of this stuff logically. There's a lot of logic that goes into computer programming in general, to be honest. Okay, so make sure we're still going here. Okay, so once you do that, once you got your picture, make sure you throw it in there into the XCP file because you're going to read from it. All right, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to set the image. So this part's easy too. A lot of this is really easy once you get the hang of it. And then you're gonna hardline, set image. I had some guy tell me the other day or whatever that a lot of my tutorials are wrong or something, and it's just like, are you serious, pal? I mean, you've watched for yourself. I mean, I demonstrated that they legit work. Like pretty much everything I've shown people on here, I demonstrate how they work, and they do work. I mean, I don't always do demonstrations, but when I need to, I do, and I did, and they work. So I don't know how they're wrong, honestly. If you got a better, I mean, again, like I tell a lot of people, if you got a better way of doing things or want to improve on explanations at all, please, by all means, I encourage you, post some tutorial videos showing people how to do stuff. I think it's pretty sad that I am like almost the only one that's actually willing to demonstrate and explain and show people how to do this stuff. Community is just unbelievable. I'm sorry, but some of you people out there that are salty about this, your elitist attitude and elitist little group, it just isn't going to happen. People are going to do what they want, and people are going to do this. Call us skids or what? I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. Enough of the rant. Sorry, I do that in my videos. I get off track. Okay, what is I gonna do? Okay, so you got the picture. Okay, so say you have your ping that you want to use. Um, so like for mine, my ping in there for Battlefield 3 right here was this one. So just take the ping, make sure you don't delete any of this crap back here, and then just put it in here like so. Alright, so when the button, when somebody loads up the config menu, it's gonna set this image. It's gonna load the image from your XUI data file, which I showed you earlier. Exact same stuff. Okay, so that's how you add a button. Alright, so for like a checkbox, the method's the same. You're gonna do find the child ID, set your image. Actually, let's backtrack a minute. Before we do the checkbox, I still got one more thing to show you. Okay, so once you added the child, and set your image here for hardline, you're gonna go to button monitor. And then you're just gonna add in the command here. So this is the command here. You don't have to have this in a particular order. I just do because I'm trying to stay organized. But you'll just set it like this. So let's go. Let's do this. And then let's say let's call it just hardline. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so once you set it, then you can just so buttons pressed, please issue this command, please run this code. So like Halo Cheats here, it runs the aimbot for it. Also got the current title ID set as well, so in case anybody accidentally presses it while they're on dash, it will ignore the command because they're on dash. Because if they weren't, they'd crash. They'd get an error. So I fixed that, made that work to fix that here. You gotta, when you design these things for yourself or people, you gotta do a lot of error handling. I always think about error handling. I always think about the general public. Think about trying to make it as idiot proof as you possibly can, I always say. Okay, and that is all you do for the to add a button. Now checkbox, not sure if I have one here. Sheets. Okay. Checkbox is you got a little bit different. So you copy paste, make your checkbox, same thing as a button. You gotta set up the navigation down here, right here. Set up the navigation. Now, what the checkbox does is it saves to an INI file, is what it does, and then it reads from the INI file. So, just like a regular INI file, if it's set to true, please run these cheats or run this cheat engine. False, don't run it, which is really, really nice. So instead of somebody having to, set the INI file on their computer or something to false or true, you can just do it on the 360. So if you're on dash or something, check the box, please load these cheats, and then save, and then when they go to load up the game, it will run that set of code. Same as if they just turned it off. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so for the checkbox, you're gonna want to basically do the same thing as the button as well. Which is what I already said. Okay. So once you've added, sorry. Okay, once you've added the I'm just gonna delete. Yeah. Once you've added your checkbox, like I got GTA there. Once you add whatever you want on there, you're going to set you have to code it and set it up in the INI as well. So you can just have it formatted like this. So say I had I guess I'll just show this because I know there's a ton of new people that watch this stuff. So INI. Let's say this your button is called checkbox hard line. You set it here. Yeah. So when it reads, if hard line is checked, is when you check it. Sorry, just know that this command here reads if it's checked or not right here. So if you actually pull this up and see where that goes, yeah, more I can't remember. Yeah, that looks like development, more Xbox development kit files, because yeah, it is. But okay, all right. So there you go. It was checked. All right, now you go to the INI file. Now you have to set it up here. So I mean, obviously anybody can do this, but just follow along and so you understand how to set this up properly in the INI. Check. Wrong one. Hard line. So we're in the INI phaser CPP. I'm gonna pull that up. All right. Alright, see? Red box disappeared. Or not red box, red underline disappeared. Okay, so, and then in the same file, you're going to add it to update settings. Because when it saves, the save is going to, when you hit the save button, it's going to run this code right here, update the settings, which reads and writes, which writes to the INI file. So you're gonna there's a read code down here, right here. So you're gonna add it to the read and the update. So like make sure make sure we're still rolling here. Okay. So cheats. So do this. Oops. So just like an INI file, it looks for section cheats, looks for this command, and then sends back the information here, which this information gets stored in that bool up above, which is true or false. Yeah. I don't know why I want to call it an array, but I do. My brain isn't working. I'm sorry. I think it's array. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an array, but it's stored up there. That's just so you know, it gets stored in here. It stores it here, true or false. So when it reads it, it's gonna read it. If is this true or false? So when the just know that it works. Okay, that's all you need to know. Hang on a minute. Let me back up. True or false? Yeah. Okay. So sends it. It writes to it true or false. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about that wrong. It doesn't store it up here. I mean, it stores it like temporarily, so like it can read the data, but yeah. I'm sorry. I'm getting too off track in there. It's not an array. No, it's not. It's true or false. Because an array would actually store the data. Alright, anyway, so you add it here. See, like I got enable GTA 5. Oops. There we go. Alright. And then add it to read section. Yeah, it's not an array because the data it's reading from the INI file. The data is stored on the INI. So it's taking the data and then sending it to the this your stealth client, so it knows if it's true or false. Geez, this shit is so confusing. This shit can get confusing at times. If you, I'm overthinking this. I'm sorry. I really am. I really am very overthinking that. Okay, we're still rolling. Still going. Alright, cool. Okay, so adjusting the mic here. Okay, so once you got your checkbox in, that's it. That's it for that section. The last thing that you need to do is you just need to add this command here, enable checkbox hardline to the INI file. And then you're going to need to copy the bytes. Use this right here. File that hex to, sorry, wrong one. File to hex. Yeah, you use this right here. File to hex, and then copy and paste it in here, just like I did, just like I showed you before with the XUI data. Except you're not encrypting anything. Don't do that. Just copy and paste it in here. Okay? And then it will so if there's no INI file like saved at the 360, when the stealth when the client module client runs, it will create the file for you. In the past, it used to just in my past videos, you saw where it just downloaded from the server. Well, you don't have to do that here. You can just have it right from the stealth client. Okay, and then so I wanted to show a couple more things in here as well. So we got buttons and checkboxes. I did an explanation and a little demo of that. Okay, so another nice thing that you can do too is you can do what you call you can actually take just like the avatar, you can actually take the entire XeX extension file and you can do two things with it. You can you can not only write it like you do here with the like the INI bytes, but you can also write the XeX file as well. So say, and you can launch the XeX as well, and I want to show you both of those. So like say I'm on my 360, I press a button and to load up XeCheats, okay, or write XeCheats. I want to save it to the I want it to write and save to your HDD drive, and I don't want it to load. So you can press the button and it will save that file to your HDD drive, and then you can load it as a plugin whenever you feel like. You can do it that way, or you can do it where it writes to it, and you can load up the plugin extension right while you're on Dash. And of course it writes to your HDD drive as well. If you don't want it to write to your HDD drive, if you don't want it to save on the HDD drive, you can also remove it, which I've actually shown in a previous video how to utilize that. So I'm going to show you a demo in here as well for that. Sorry, not a demo. And I'm going to show you where it's at in here and kind of give you a rundown. Alright, so like XeCheats I've got here. Okay, so I normally, you can do, it depends, how you do this really depends on the plugin that you're using. So like, if your plugin is for, if it's for just an individual game and the plugin loads while the game is going, because I know some people like to load the plug, would probably try to load the plugin while in game. Like you can do that, but you might get errors. So I feel like it's always best to just load it. I always tell people always load it while you're on Dash Home. Don't load it while you're in game. Now if you use it, that's with the button. Now if you use the checkbox, that's different. If you use the checkbox, it won't load the extension until the game actually loads up. So you can save to the INI file, hey, this is true, and then so when the game, like say Black Ops 3 goes to load up the XeX extension, it runs load up the plugin for the XeX extension. It's going to read the INI file as soon as the game starts, and it says, yeah, hey, load this plugin for me. It'll load the plugin at the start of the game. So I mean, either or, you can do it. One thing I wouldn't do is like have a checkbox set up where it loads the XeX. Sorry, not XeX menu. It loads the cheats, like the XeCheats. Sorry, it loads your gaming engine as soon as somebody checks the box. I wouldn't do it like that. To me, you're gonna get errors because honestly, all those checkboxes should be used for is really to save to the INI file. If you were to do that, what you can do is you can have it, if you were to use the checkbox, you can have it where it on the command that they check the box, it loads up the XeX extension file, and then when they deselect the checkbox, it unloads the XeX image file, extension image file, whatever the hell you want to call it. You can do that too. There's a command that allows you to do that. I don't prefer it that way, but if you want to do it like that, you definitely can. Make sure we're rolling here. Yes, we are. Okay. So, taking a peek like this. So, just like I showed you in one of my past videos, you got menu size, you got the file name, length, make sure it's the same. And then if you want to remove the file, you can leave that here. If not, just comment it out. Otherwise, you can just leave it like this. So you're going to need the menu size, which is what I showed you a while ago. So you just right-click the image, the XeX image, and then look up the bytes, and then just put them here. And then whatever you want it to be called on the HDD drive. And then you're gonna copy and paste the entire all the bytes into the sorry, I'm slipping up on my words here. Copy and paste all the bytes into here, into your into the source, into the code. You're hard coding it in, is what I'm trying to say. My God, I am struggling tonight. You're gonna hard code it in, and then make sure you get the bytes correct here, right here as well. Okay, so that's all you do for the XeX to load an XeX image. If you wanna preset it like this. Now, what you could also do is you could, you can do like a read command instead of write commands, like where you read the extension file, and then after you issue the command, and it loads the XeX image. Sorry, let me back up a minute again. Okay, so say you want to do your own custom image instead of hard coding it in. So like, say I have a XeX image, XeCheats on the HDD drive already. You can hard code this in where it reads from the HDD drive and then loads the image for you. There's a multitude of ways you can do that, but I'll just give you a couple examples of how you can do that. You can read the file is one way to do it. Another way, which I'd probably prefer, is you can just use this right here. So okay, so say you load the image file. I think you just you'd remove this. I don't know why I'm thinking about you remove this. Actually, you know what? You would remove all of this. Yeah. So it would just be like this. It should be like this. Yeah. All right. So say I had XeCheats. So just save XeCheats on the HDD drive as XeCheats XeX, and then this is how many is that? 8. Yeah, no 18. Okay, 18. Okay, there you go. So like, say you had a custom, sorry, not custom. Say you had I'm sorry. I really apologize. I'm struggling to the thought process behind this, because I'm thinking about 3 or 4 different ways I could possibly do this. Okay, so you could just do something like this. So name your file cheats XeX, all right, and then whatever plugin, and you can have, like, say 4 or 5 of these set up, right? Cheats 1, cheats 2, cheats 3, cheats 4, right? Okay, so and just press one button, by the way, and run all 4 of them if you wanted. So all you'd have to do is rename whatever XeX image file you're trying to load on the HDD drive. So just pull up XeX menu, rename, say Black Ops 3 cheat engine, rename it to cheats. So when you go back to dash and you press your button to load your custom image, it's going to load that Black Ops 3 menu. I hope that makes sense. It's pretty straightforward, and I'm really overly simplifying it. Is that the right word? I'm making this a lot more complicated than what it sounds. Trust me, it's not. Just set the file to whatever you want it to read, and then name it to whatever you name it to what you have set here, and then it will load your XeX image. Now keep in mind that if you get a lot of these XeX images do run on base addresses, so if you have like a bunch of them running, I mean, they can conflict with each other. Even XeX images for other games and other applications that you might be running or something, they can conflict with each other. So if you got a bunch of these running and you get errors, I wouldn't automatically say there's something wrong with the code. That would probably be one of the very first things I would think about when it comes to error handling. So, but yeah, that's how you do that. So let's move that. Let's put that back to what it was. What did I have? AB or something. Okay. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to show you the unload as well. There's an unload command down here. Oh, if you're curious, you can follow this XeX image load. You got a it looks like a handle here, and then D word. I just know both of these. Then this is the XeX image name, and then this is supposed to be the size right here. Yeah, the size of this string. But there's an I even got one for memory too. There's an unload somewhere on here. Oh, I can't find it. It's in here somewhere. You can try that one. But there's one that worked perfectly. Worked pretty well. I think it was called unload image. No. Alright, you know what? I know where it's at. I'll just show you here in a minute. Let me undo all this. Okay. Take out my hardline stuff here. Move all that. Make sure it's still rolling here. Yes, we are. And then we're gonna take out that. Let's see here. It was up here. I'll just leave that in there for your reference. close out of that. We don't. No, that's not one. Close out of this. We don't need it. Free up some space here. Okay, so what was I gonna do? I forgot what I was gonna do. I think that was it. I thought I was gonna show you some other stuff too. Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna show you where the unload was at. Unload XeX image. An example of it. It's right here somewhere. Oh, I suck at life. It's in tab 1 here. What was this? No, that was something else. Okay. Alright, here it is. Here is a good example of it right here. Here it is. XeX unload image. That's a decent example. So, that's exactly how it works. Find this extension image and then unload it. I have tried with some plugins, they just, for whatever reason, they just don't want to work. But most of them should for you if you want to set it up like that. Okay, so that is it. That is pretty much it for the offline files. So just take a look around. I've got a bunch of stuff in here and title hooks. If you're like, again, if you're watching this video and you're like completely new, go back and watch some of my other tutorials. They'll tell you the basics of stuff. Okay. Was there anything else I wanted to explain? I'm trying to think of anything that should be important that I could possibly cover. Yeah, that should be about it. If you mess around with the colors and the scroll bar and stuff that I've already got built into this, if you change anything around with that, you're pretty much on your own. I'm not going to cover that stuff because I feel like that's a little bit more advanced than what I'm talking about. Because what I'm talking about is just some basic stuff, some really basic stuff that people should know how to do. Okay. And then the next thing we were gonna talk about was the custom UI, the XeX loader I just built. So I'm giving you two files, offline files, and then this custom loader if you want to use it. So I have this thing. I've got a bunch of stuff in this thing in this custom source. So I've got colors, full manifest. I've got what are those called? Strings. Yeah, I've got strings. So like name of the okay. So like turn off buttons. Yeah, I got buttons in here. And not just buttons, but well, just mainly buttons. I got button base addresses in here already for you. If you want to add more, feel free, just add more. Don't cry to me about it. And then I've got the avatar in here as well. You can set that image to however you want. Alright, so the full manifest I've explained in other videos, how to set it up and what to do. Right now it's set to my IP address. Just set it to yours. If you're new and don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go back and watch my previous videos. I do demonstrations for it. I got colors and stuff here. Okay. So what I wanted to really show you in here was the XeX loader part. So I took the code from, I don't know why I always think P unknown, because I know P unknown I don't think was the first to write the code for this, but this basically overrides the family settings button, and then replaces it with whatever button you want it to be named, and then launches a pop-up box. So you can name it here. I got it set up here. Just name whatever menu you want. Okay, so I've got this set to here. Okay, so when you launch the menu button, it's gonna give you three options here as usual. So you got I got set up here a couple XeX launchers as an example, as a sample code, and then I've got one set up which these will just launch the XeX image you want, and then I've got another one here where it launches the keyboard. It launches the keyboard so you can enter in commands so you can enter in a command, and the command will run code. So we're like Halo 3. It pops up the keyboard, and then you just so like for example on Halo 3 you're playing online, and you have to enter the correct code for the correct map. So if you're on orbital, you enter orbital, and it'll set the memory for orbital if you want to do it that way. Hell, if you want to just take this structure and set it up to issue a command for a ton of extension files, XeX image files. I mean, you can definitely do that, and then hard code it in here. You can definitely do that, and instead of just having to set the plugin every time, you can just load it from dash home. Pretty freaking simple. I'm sorry, not just simple, really, really nice. The format to launch the XeX menu, XeX image, it follows the same format as the offline files. Sure, we're still okay. Yeah, as the offline files. There's not really much to explain here. I mean, you just look at it, see XeX launcher runs through a thread. Use this, call this function, go to this function right here, XeX cheats, and then same code as before. Please launch XeX cheats, and then write this file to the HDD drive, and then launch the image. So write to the drive, launch the image, which is this. Pretty simple. And of course, making sure you get the menu size. The image size bytes correct as well, which this is already coded in here, like so. You can also do unload image as well. You can set it up. So a lot of this is basically the same functions. So with this this custom source that I've got for you here, you can run, when you run this, keep in mind that you have to disable all the UI stuff. Yeah, all the UI stuff for UI and for stuff for the stealth servers that you're using. Same thing with the cheats. So, well, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the source, the stealth server you're using, and how they have stuff implemented. But to be more safe about it, better to be safe than sorry, or whatever. I would just turn everything off on the stealth server. So just use the stealth server, and then have this plugin loaded beside it. If you know what's running and what's not running, I mean, by all means, customize it to whatever you want. I suppose that's the whole reason for me releasing this stuff, especially this right here, is because I really, really believe in customization, and I know people that really, really love to do that stuff. So, if you wanted to, you could actually just take all the UI stuff out of the offline files, put it into here, and then build this as an XeX image, and then launch it from the stealth client. You can actually do it that way, or you could put it in your listener and have it download to the 360 and launch as a plugin. There's an assortment of ways to do this. A lot of this stuff I'm showing you right here isn't just meant for people to use. It's meant for people to look at as an example, as a sample, and build off of, so they can customize their 360 to however they want it. Kind of like, it's really, really exactly like what Chemo did with this source here that he released for people, so they can customize the HUD themselves. All I'm basically doing here is just extending that, because I don't see anything out there from people that I haven't seen anybody actually release any update to editing your own HUD and stuff, like a public release. I know there's a lot of private ones, because I'm sure people, people like me, for example, eventually figure this stuff out and then do it for themselves. But yeah, this is a public release, so people can understand it and don't have to struggle and fight with people online and begging them to explain half of this stuff to them. It's right here for you. I don't mind helping people online either. I don't, but I don't like it when people come to me, especially after they watch my videos, and ask me how to do something, and then they ask me how to do something like 5 or 10 times. At that point, it's like it gets to the point where I'm thinking one of two things: either A, you are just trying to annoy the hell out of me and raise my blood pressure because that's all you're doing, and you're just another asshat that's online, or two, you really, really don't know what you're doing at all. Like, you have a terrible time following instructions. And at that point, I'd just be like, sell your 360, man. Just sell your RGH. You shouldn't be doing any modding. If you can't do this simple stuff here that I'm doing, because you don't have to be a coder to do any of this. You don't have to be a legit programmer. You could be a new guy on the street, and anybody off the street can do this stuff that I'm showing you right here, that I'm demonstrating to you. Yeah, so if you can't do this basic stuff, my advice is just give up modding, honestly. All right, so yeah, so that's the stuff I'm gonna give you. So, and I did explain stuff. So that's some cool new stuff that I'm releasing. I'm sure there will be plenty of people in the community that will appreciate a lot of the stuff I'm giving here. Again, if you want lasting service and you want your own custom job, look me up, SilentLive. Sorry, SilentOnline.live. Just go to my website and purchase one of the packages. If you just want I'm assuming a lot of people just want the individual package, which is only like $25, and I will work up your file and I will work up your module client and include a bunch of stuff in it for you. So you're again, like I said before, you're basically paying for my time, honestly, not the actual files itself. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm using, it's already public knowledge. So yeah, I know it might be annoying that I'm explaining that, but I'm doing that because I get a lot of knuckleheads that try to accuse me of ripping people off. I'm not ripping you off. You're paying for my time. There's a difference. Okay? If you got a problem with that, well, that's your problem. It sounds like you got a personal issue with me, to be honest. Most people I come across in the general public, they don't have a problem. They wouldn't have a problem with somebody that's getting paid to work. So, I mean, am I using some leech stuff? Yes. So what? Why would I recode it? It's already coded. It's already perfectly working for you. All right. Sorry, I'm going on a rant again. Okay. So I hope this helps some of you out, and feel free to look me up online. I can't remember my own name. Silent. It's silent, and then the I forget what this is. #. Yeah, silent #1917. You can find me on Discord. Silent. All right, that's my username. Feel free to look me up. Just don't freaking harass me. Don't harass me. I got really little tolerance for harassers. Okay, and once again, like always, any unwanted or hater player comments that you leave on this video, I'm gonna delete. I review it and then I delete it. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna read your message, whatever you want to send me, and then I'll delete it because it's not gonna be on there. And I'll delete it because you're just I don't know what your problem is. Okay, well, yeah. I hope that helps some people out. I know it was like an hour and a half. My videos are always long because I like to talk a lot. All right, peace out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video.